Yo, what is good? My anime breakful. What is good, yo? So, we have a very, very interesting episode of Accelerator here where we kind of hear Accelerator say some things that are nice. Like, he says some stuff that is relatively not Accelerator-ish. But it was kind of obvious that it should have came sooner or later because of all the time he's been spending with mediocre folk, as he calls them. And I know why he calls them that, because he really don't want to deal with them. And not only does he not want to deal with them, they don't even live up to their ideals at times, right? Like, they'll be like, well, I'm gonna save somebody, and then this girl runs up in this fight and straight up backs out, leaving, like, hey, don't, she hears don't kill me from the enemy, and she listens, like, that's super mediocre to this guy. Wow, I did not know Luffy was going to be out after getting shot like that. All right, let's get it. But overall, I truly apologize this is coming out so late. Your boy was drinking way too much on his birthday, and I just wanted to let you know that's the only reason why this is coming out so late. I threw up all morning, so to be able to just get back on and try to get this thing going is going to be a little bit tough, but I'm going to keep pushing through. But overall, this week's episode really was kind of a game changer for me when it comes down to what we've been getting as of lately. We get to see just, how many people in this show are directly being influenced by our main character in a different show. So Accelerator, Railgun, and that's just two people with their own shows that have been influenced. And we're not talking about just the people, like any other people within the show that are way influenced by our guy. So all these lines, because I still know that there's a lot of people out there that watch this show without watching the original. So there should have been a line in there that really kind of threw you guys for a loop, unless you just really don't care. He said, there's two lines he says, and this girl takes it as he's the one who came up with this, right? Like, she's like, if you have a hand to reach out and there's someone to give reach that hand out to, do it. And to hear that was pretty cool. But to know that he just took it and used it in this situation, it goes to show you how much he's been influenced by somebody, right? Even if you guys don't know who. Somebody has influenced him to do heroic things, even if he's not a hero. Overall, in his mind, he's not a hero. I mean, him literally deflecting a blast into space that could have wrecked everybody kind of puts him up there on the hero list. But hey, we're not going to say that to him, because he'll probably fly in through my window and absolutely destroy me. So we see him absolutely go in. I thought he was just going to play the support role after the lift that he gave the girls up to the area where they actually needed to fight the main body and stuff like that, because his battery was practically low. So he was already becoming supposedly useless. And this is the other thing that you guys kind of missed out on, I guess. And for us, the new people, or not new people, for us, the veterans who have watched the show, we kind of got a little bit of an inkling of maybe how this Accelerator actually earned his ability to do this dark fire. Like, in the other anime, he kind of just raged out and it happened, right? Like, I was like, oh, okay, well, Accelerator did need to be stronger, because he clearly wasn't going to beat our main character in Index, so let's make him stronger. And that made sense. And I don't necessarily remember the situation he was in for it to like kick off like that, but it was a situation enough to push him, far, and want to destroy, whoever was against him at the moment. So now that he's this strong right now, you guys should have a pretty good understanding of like how much of a powerhouse he's always been. Like, this is a guy who's been around for multiple upon multiple seasons and has only been growing at the same rate as a main character that's within the show as well. So to have that in a show is really awesome, and I love it. But at the same time, it puts this perspective of, well, then if this guy can grow, why is he not growing more? Why is he not still growing? Why, you know what I mean? And I like that, because that's a way of telling a story, giving us information about powers and different ways for people to catch up to others who are surpassed them, or the new characters within the next series, or the main series, that are way too strong, and even Accelerator could not lay a finger on them. We're talking about a dude who can push something close to a nuclear blast out into space with low power and then kick it into something else. He would get absolutely slapped by the people within the main series. And that's not me just throwing shade or anything. This man literally gets slapped. No contest. So that's the type of stuff that this show gets to stay away from, because he's the main focus. He's the main go-to guy. So why slap him in his own show? You know, like, that's just rude. But yeah, I really did like it. I digged it. Not only did I dig it, they drop a girl in a suitcase down to say, hey, the next season's starting, buddy. Like, what do you think's gonna happen now? You know, so I love it. I love that they actually gave us, you know, a reason to be ready for more of just Accelerator by himself. And I don't know. I don't really see this show falling off in any way, shape, or form, including the main version, because there's just so many really nice and supportive people throughout the whole entire series that they make it much more easier to understand stuff that when I'm guessing or just saying something that I feel might be right, they have already read and seen all this stuff, and they're just kind of watching the anime / manga or reviews to see how people feel about the shows. And those are the types of people. I truly appreciate you for showing up on Index and showing up here to give your boy some insight on what I might be getting wrong and stuff like that. It really does make me feel like I have a true community that I can reach out to almost on any topic of anime, and they try to help me out if I don't already, you know, understand it myself and can't convey it as good as I would want to you guys. So thank them for some of my insight. But with Index, I had watched that stuff from the beginning, so knowing people hadn't seen it really did kind of make me mad. Like, knowing that they just saw Accelerator and they think Accelerator's like the end-all be-all of, you know, this show, like there isn't anything else to watch. Like, all of you are so far behind, and I'm like, you're lucky, because the show's amazing. Like, everything about the show does have a lot of build-up and stuff, just like this show, so you kind of get a gist of where all of this kind of came from, right? And that's fine by me. Like, if you're gonna do a spin-off from a show, it should have some of the same elements, but then at the same time different outcomes and different ways for a guy who's not the true main character of the other one to do something helpful, even if he doesn't want to, the whole entire time. So with all that being said, we got a pretty good season out of this. It was not as bad as some people were giving credit for it being. Like, some people are just blasting this show, so, which I understand. I mean, some people really just want to see the other guy, and to have that not be the case would be annoying, right? Like, you're expecting one thing and the guy doesn't even show up to do anything. So somehow all of this happened and transpired while our main character from Index had no idea, and that's kind of weird. Seeing how there's a lot of people in the Academy City that was threatened, but I guess he just trusts Accelerator after the first time they've ever met, and knew he could probably handle a lot of stuff, because the main character does go super far away, and ends up in like France or like Britain or something. So I guess they could just write it off. That's the time that this happens, is when he was out of the country or something. So can't wait to hear what y'all have to say about this stuff. I will be always here to talk about whatever the case may be. I do want to apologize again for this coming out so late, but for now, I will talk to you in the next one, Dr. Stone. And with all that being said, I hope you have an amazing day, night, evening, whatever the case may be. I am your boy, the Anime J, and I am never drinking again. So with that, peace. What? I was trying to do this.